How's Ohio State looking? They've already won the title. Let's quick cold call Ryan Day and just tell him congrats. You're number one in the.
Number one in both pools.
Yeah, 2 for 2.
Do you think he'll be happy about this?
Oh, yeah, ecstatic.
25 guys drafted in the last 2 years. Number one still.
He might know what's coming.
What, with me calling him?
Yeah.
Both polls?
Tell the boys stop practicing.
You're good. Don't need it.
Hey, we're live. We're live right now. We are live right now. We're live. Okay? We're live. Hey, congratulations. Number one in the poll. You won a title. Two-time preseason national champion. Congratulations, man.
If I could flip you off, I would.
Okay. See it. Oh, they fucking hate it. All of them.
Yep.
All of them up there. The first AP poll is coming out. Great. That's what every coach is saying. Just hoping to God. Like Kalen DeBoer is the first Alabama team ranked out of the top 10.
Yeah.
He can utilize that.
Big time.
Yeah.
So big.
Dabo.
Oh, my God. We're not even ranked, gentlemen. They don't even think we're top
Definitely.
25. We won national championship here not too long ago. We're not even top 25. He can use that. Everybody at the top, though, yeah, right. You got kids making a lot of money that are on social media, having a lot of people of importance in the sports world saying, you guys are the best in the biz. Yeah, it's crazy. Just thinking about how pissed off the coaches are that they're ranked top 5 in the country at this stage and how they have to just deal with it. Like us calling Ryan Day right there and celebrating with him, he's laughing, but he's also like, hey, enough with that shit.
Shut the fuck up.
We need to, this means absolutely nothing, AJ. Very real.
Oh, yeah. Imagine if one of these coaches hears, like, or sees one of their players online say something, mentioning being top 5. Oh, I don't know if your team's top 5 preseason AP poll, are you? Like a coach would lose their mind if they did.
I'm surprised I haven't seen some dances out of some locker rooms with how this has been going about like numbers. I don't want to say a number here to put out any school on blast, but let's just say you were ranked somewhere in here and you just start hitting one of those TikTok dances and like number 17 and not actually Washington. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't seen that to coaches poll or to the AP poll at this stage of life.
You would think because of how hot in the streets those get, that must be a point of emphasis in every single building for the rest of the time, really. Like it probably started last year, maybe the year before, like, hey, the TikTok dancing is a one-way ticket to you're off the fucking team.
The second AP poll has been announced about an hour and 40 minutes ago. Has there been any changes, Tone Diggs, to the top 25 from last week to this week?
Yeah, so that's the first AP top 25 polls this week. Last week was the coaches poll. And the only changes that the coaches and the AP had was Notre Dame and Texas flipped as far as the top 10 there. This top 3 are the same: Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, and then Notre Dame and Texas coming in at 4 and 5. The top 7 in both of them were consensus, rounding out with IU and Miami. And then you kind of get into, you know, those 8, 9, 10. It's all SEC teams in both of the pools. Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and A&M, they were flopped a little bit. But as far as the consensus, the top 7 are the consensus. The top 3 were the consensus in both pools. But those are the teams you're looking at right now, with the top 2 being a Big Ten.
Okay, congrats to all these teams. Basically winning a title.
Yep.
Yeah, they did it.
Hey, Ryan Day was excited to hear that. They were number 1. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, ESPN college football legend and analyst and author with a book coming out called Never Flinch. Friend of the program, Heather Dinich.
Yeah, Heather.
How you doing, Heather? Congrats on the book.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
When's it come out? When can we buy this? And how long did it take to write?
You can pre-order it now, and it's coming out April 20th, 2027. And it took me all of last college football season to write. I wrote basically a chapter a month, and starting last August, fast forward it as the season ended, and here we are. It's got a lot of stories in it for you. You're in the book, man. Friend of the program.
Well, I can't wait to read it. I'm very grateful and thankful. We obviously appreciate the hell out of you. Writing a book is a long process. I assume a bit emotional, too, as you go through it all. We can't wait to hear your story. Comes out on 4/20, is that what you said?
That's right.
Okay, that's a different date for some of us. You know, you're an esteemed journalist. I will certainly be at altitude watching and enjoying your story. Great day to read it. Mm-hmm. Got good times, good vibes, obviously, through it all. Let's talk about the preseason poll that just released from the AP. Coaches poll last week, AP poll this week. Tone just ran through it. He said top 7 consensus, top 3 consensus. What are your thoughts on if you find yourself on this particular poll and how these coaches feel about it?
Yeah, man, I zero in at number 5, and I just don't understand how people can't get Texas right now. I mean, last year, everyone overhyped Texas. It was not the right time. It was Arch Manning's first season as full-time starter. They had 4 new guys up front on the offensive line. They had all kinds of questions, in my opinion. This year is the year that Steve Sarkisian should win the national title. And it's so much more difficult to do these preseason polls with the transfer portal and everything. But when you look at Texas on paper, I don't know how you can't think this team is number 1 or number 2 in the country. And then you add to that, they get the Buckeyes at home in week 2. I mean, that is a huge edge in the college football playoff race. I am all in on the Longhorns this year, not last year.
Okay, Heather, I love to hear that, but I want to let you know, Ty was disgusted by what you were saying. He almost threw his microphone. What's your problem?
She's an IU grad. You got to take up for the Big Ten. This is wartime right now. Okay, we don't need this. The Big Ten's going to win another national championship this year. But that is interesting that you bring that up because I think a lot of people are high on Texas, and rightfully so. We've been talking about Arch and how he's kind of been taking pot shots when maybe he doesn't deserve to. But not only based on the top 25, if there were like maybe a dark horse in both the Big Ten and the SEC to make the playoff, who would you say those teams would be?
Well, going to the Big Ten, I'm looking at number 18 there, Penn State. I don't know that there's a big-time school out there that has an easier schedule with a first-year head coach, Matt Campbell. I mean, no Power 4 non-conference opponents, no Ohio State, no Oregon. I think their whiteout game is going to be USC at home. They got Michigan, but that sets up for a sneaky college football playoff run. And then, you know, when you go to the SEC on the outside looking in at that list, who's down low? You got to show it to me again. Can you put it up on the screen for?
Yep.
Let me see who's. I can't believe Tennessee is even ranked.
What?
Love it.
Why is Tennessee ranked, let alone number 20? I mean, they better find a quarterback and find some answers fast there. I have so many questions about them. Not to say they can't do it, but preseason, based on answers, not question, I don't know why the Vols are in there.
Okay, so they do have a 2-quarterback competition thing happening right now there down in Vols. It's Paisan, right? And
George McIntyre and Faison Brandon, who was the number 1 overall recruit coming out.
Okay, so not Paisan, Faison, but it's spelled like Paisan, I do believe, but with an F.
Yeah.
And then George, he's
McIntyre, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there's been like reports coming out of who's leading that. It feels like they are in a very real quarterback competition right now in Tennessee. Rocky Top Spectacular, obviously love going down there. Heupel's a legend and a machine. But I think to your point, I don't know how many people are predicting or expecting them to go on a run in the SEC. I love that Georgia's getting a little bit of respect up there. I truly appreciate that. LSU conversation is certainly heating up everywhere but here, outside the top 10. They're not the only ones in the SEC outside the top 10. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Heather, Bama, first time outside the top 10 preseason ranking since 2008. And is it a similar reason to Tennessee that they are still trying to figure out who their quarterback is with the talented redshirt freshman in Keelan Russell or Austin Mack, we watched come in the Rose Bowl last year? Looked really good, actually. Yeah, big boy. Do you think that's potentially the reason why Bama's outside the top 10?
That's a huge reason why, but guess what? I think that's high for Bama, given all their other questions. I mean, like in my head, I still think -3 rushing yards against Georgia. I think that Kalen DeBoer is a fantastic coach. He has won everywhere he's gone, and he will win at Alabama with the resources and talent. But again, when you go to preseason and you gotta get more from that running game, I think they will. I know I've talked to him about this. He likes both of those quarterbacks. That's why he didn't go into the portal. He's gonna find one. But until you see it, and until you see it under the lights, 13's high, I think, for Bama.
I love that. Tennessee, Alabama, get them off Heather's list. Now, obviously, she's a Big Ten legend, IU grad, which, not IU, but the Big Ten as a whole. D-Bud has a question for you.
Heather, I believe it was you last year, early on in the season, where you said University of Miami should have been the top-ranked team in the country at that point. Obviously, they get into the playoffs barely, and then they make a run to the national championship. They've been at the preseason at 7 right now. Is UM ranked too low, in your opinion? What's your thoughts on the University of Miami?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think the Canes are right about where they're supposed to be, and Miami fans will tell you they need to be higher, and I understand that. But, I think when you look at the talent that they have coming back, especially at running back, they've got all the pieces in place at the skill positions. Mensah at quarterback, I think, is going to be an upgrade. He's going to be really good. But my biggest question is on both lines. 4 starters gone on the offensive line. The top 2 guys from last year's #1 pass rush gone to the NFL. And I believe that Mario Cristobal recruited well. He got guys out of the transfer portal. They're going to come in. But how quickly can those new guys up front in the trenches get going with everything?
I love that. Upgrade over Carson Beck took him to a national championship.
Look out.
People said there was going to be no upgrade over Cam Ward, who obviously what he was able to do with Miami. Carson Beck takes the torch, the baton, carries them to the national championship. Well, Mensah, who had to get out of Duke a couple times.
Yeah.
I think he was announced he was out. Then there was a lawsuit. Then he was actually out. Now he's with Miami.
Another upgrade.
Obviously, he's an absolute stallion. Will he continue the trajectory in which Miami has been on the last couple of years as the U is completely back, it feels like?
Oh, yeah.
And I hope they have a huge home game in December or January, something like that. If we could do the September trip to Miami was.
It's going to have to be the first round of the playoffs, I think, because their schedule was cake.
Okay, good, because it was hot as shit. I mean, I don't know. Going down there and playing down there early is
Besides, they go to Notre Dame, but other than that.
just like us talking about the NFL with teams that have to go down and play Miami, like November, December, whenever they've been up in the north. It's a real difference. Coral Gables down there, it was 1,000 degrees, I think, whenever we went down there. All white suit.
Yep.
Those pants were just glued to me by the end of that entire thing. Got changed into a Speedo in the Porta-John. Okay, that was at the end of it. Yeah, Heather, it was a problem because you got to take everything off there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tough to do.
So I had to peel those things off of me, in the Porta-John, to put that. Have people from the U around Porta-John going, he's dumping in there. It's like, no, I'm just trying, because of how long I was in there. It was a great time. I don't know how those kids stayed out there that long with how hot it was.
They're used to it.
It was an incredible environment, though. Anytime we end up at a place that hasn't had it for a while, like at Miami obviously hasn't had it for a while, the place is awesome. So incredibly grateful and thankful. What's that?
This was all time. I was actually golfing this weekend with a guy on the board, and Heather, to your point, he is more excited about the offensive line this year than he was last year, but he talked about this moment like, hey, man, your guy, Pat, man, that's a crazy motherfucker. But just watching it back, this was all time.
It was 1,000 degrees, but I was pretty excited to get to the pool. But nonetheless, the environment was spectacular. And Cristobal might be the perfect guy for the U. I mean, obviously his Spanish speaking is a huge asset to the area, but also he's just a dog.
Yeah.
That's all we are finding dogs. And then President Joey D. President Joey D comes from finance world and he's all in on sports. It's like they're going to be able to get whoever they need to get, and they're going to be able to continue to roll. They're the stars from the ACC, which is fascinating. First time, long time. Tone has a question for you, Heather.
Yeah, I do. Clemson, first time, long time that they have not been in the pool with Dabo. Is that just, a sign of times where Dabo has been late to the change on the NIL? I know they were ranked in top 5 last year and then fell and had a horrible season. What's your take on Clemson and their situation not being in the top 25?
Yeah, they got to play their way in. They got to earn it. But I will be shocked, absolutely shocked, if Clemson is not better this year and playing, I'm going to go on a limb here, playing Miami in the ACC championship game. I think they have to obviously find a quarterback like a lot of these other teams that we're talking about here. But I like the hire as Chad Morris as offensive coordinator, second year under Tom Allen, defensive coordinator. I think they're on the upwards trajectory. I think they get Miami at home this year, which is a big deal. So, it's tricky, but they got to be better. You know what Dabo told me? Dabo told me this offseason, he said that was the worst secondary I have ever had as a head coach.
And that's not on me. That's on the players. Okay?
Jeez.
He owned it.
Talking personnel or scheme or what?
These guys sucked across the board. in the meeting rooms, on the you seen it? We
He's been coach for a long time.
He sounds sick
Long
of it.
time.
Listen, last year we didn't have a chance with our back end, okay? We had no chance. This year's a little bit different. He did hit the transfer portal, which we love, and we hope that Clemson's in it because obviously Dabo is a great character for college ball. Hasn't been super relevant late in the seasons for a while. Will this year change that? With LSU opening week, we shall see. Heather, congratulations on the book being finished. We can't wait to read it, and thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you, and congrats to you on the album, man. Back at you.
Heather, I like that. Thank you for saying that. I needed it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Heather Dennett.
Heather.